think we're live. The way YouTube does it is kind of goofy. Okay, hey, what's up? I'm Chris. This is my channel, Chris Loves California, and today we are going to do a live stream on taking apart this Seagate FreeAgent hard drive. I'm going to try to do this in under 10 minutes, so I'm not wasting anyone's time, and really all you're going to need is a few screwdrivers. And this is what I call a spudger, and it's going to open up the case. So, thanks for joining. Here is the hard drive, so I'll hold it up right here. This is a external USB hard drive. You can see you plug in the back right there. And inside of here is a really good hard drive, but it's got a lot of problems because it's got to go through a bunch of electronics before it gets to there. So we're going to take this apart. Okay. And I'm going to switch over to the main cam here, and again we're going to try to do this in 10 minutes. So there is the main cam. Okay, first of all, you'll notice that there are almost no external screws on this thing. So there's no obvious way to just start taking it apart. The trick is to get this bottom piece off. You can see some electronics in there. So this bottom piece right here, and again, I thought maybe it's underneath these stickers, but really you're just going to pop it open by using what's called a spudger. And I'll hold this up. This is just a piece of plastic that kind of comes to a point, and this is going to help us get into these little creases in here. And as you can see, I've already started to kind of open it up. And these are held together with like clips, like plastic clips. So essentially what you're doing is you're just going through and sort of using pressure to unclip them. All right, and I've taken this part a few times. You can just clip it back together if you want. You're not breaking anything here, right? So we're going to slowly go around the outside, apply a little bit of pressure, and then there it is. This has just come off, right? So this piece we're going to set aside right here. We usually use this as like our screw tray. And put our extra screws in there that we do take off to sort of keep them safe. Okay, we're at 3 minutes. Good. So once you take the bottom off, you'll notice, depending on your model, you have what's called the sort of I/O board here, and it's encased in this metal shielding right here. So we need to remove this board because we're trying to get down into this thing, right? And so the first thing I do is just look for like exposed screws. There's one here, and one here. So let's start taking those out, and we'll put them in our tray. And so you see here I have two different screwdrivers. I have a larger Phillips head and a smaller Phillips head. Those are the two you're going to need. All the screws in here are Phillips. So we'll start by taking off this top screw here. So let's remove that guy. And then let's remove this one here. Alright. And they're usually, my screwdrivers are magnetic, so I can just fish the little screws out of there and put them in my tray. Then we also see we have a really big screw right here in the back. And then actually I see an even smaller screw right down in there. So that's 4 screws we're going to take out right now. You might need a little bit of elbow grease to do that one. I switched to the big screwdriver. Now I'm switching back to the small one so we can get this little guy right here. Okay. Now I have removed 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we need to get this board off. You'll notice that the top of this shielding just kind of pops right off. It's just held on by sort of like spring pressure, right? So we are going to place this over here. And then what you see is now your I/O board, and you can start to see some cables kind of going into this. On this board, I see 1, 2 more screws. So we are going to remove those 2 screws. Okay. Put them down in here. And you can start to see this board lifting off the sort of shielding here. Okay, so now this board is free, and you'll notice you have a number of cables coming into this. We have power, data, and then the little blinking orange light that's on the front. All right, so I'm going to unplug the orange light. I'm going to unplug the data, and then I'm going to unplug the power. And what we should have is this little I/O board, and this is essentially extra at this point, so we're going to put it down here in our extras. Now, we have this little shielding piece. This little shielding is again held in by like sort of spring tension, right? So we're going to slowly bring this off, and again, you can just set that right here. Those are your extras. Now, we are getting very close. We have just 1, 2 more screws. Yep, just 2 more. 1, 2. So let's take those off, and that's going to help us remove this sort of like bottom stand part. All right, so there's 1. How are we doing on time? We are at 6 minutes. Okay. 10 minutes goes faster than I thought. And there is 2. Okay, now this should just come right off. All right, so there you got it. Now we are getting very close. We need to get inside of here, and there's 1 screw left stopping us from opening this up. So we are going to undo this last screw right here. Okay, now we have essentially removed all of the screws from the external case. We are ready to just sort of open this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my spudger again, and this is just held together by a series of clips. And so I'm going to go through, as you can see, and just lift it open. There's a piece of tape on here. Let's get rid of that. Sorry about that. All right, and I'm going to use my spudger in here to sort of open those clips. And then, there you go. You can see these are just a series of clips you're opening, and they'll just pop right off. Super easy. What are we at here? 8 minutes. Okay, so we got rid of that. Now, in here is our actual hard drive. It is surrounded by this metal enclosure. So we are going to use a little bit of elbow grease and sort of pop this guy out of the enclosure. And you got a couple things. You got a little bit of you got sort of shielding here. That is extra. You have your external case with your little light in it. That is extra. And then you have your hard drive here. And we're going to take off this right here. This is the data and power cable. And all that's left is to get it out of this metal casing. Now you'll see these rubber feet on the outside, correct? Underneath, if you peel these off, there's a screw here. And so if you peel these 4 off, you're going to notice that there are 4 screws. All right, and these are the final 4 screws. We need our big screwdriver here. So we're going to use our big screwdriver, big Phillips head. And we're going to remove that. Okay. And then 1 more here. Ta-da. All right, and what are we doing? We got a minute, almost a minute. We take this off, shielding. Take this off, shielding. And there you have it. There is your Seagate 250 gigabyte SATA 7200 RPM hard drive. This is a screamer. We are going to take this and put this down into our PC tower, and this is going to operate much better than having to go through USB 2.0 and all of this junk. So, we're nearing 10 minutes. Thank you for checking in. Thanks for checking this out. If you have any questions, put them below in the comments. I'll check back and answer any problems or questions you may have. And thank you for joining us. That's been 10 Minute Take Aparts. My name's Chris, and peace out. I'll see you later. Bye.